Hello and welcome to another trip report. Since there's still a lot of travel restrictions, not an exciting one this time, but a really fun one from Vlissingen in the southwest of the Netherlands. This is, or the Dutch name is Vlissingen. This is a terminal station for trains to Brugge in Belgium. This won't be on the train. I will show you very briefly the railway station of Vlissingen though. Right now I'm in Breskens. I took the ferry from Vlissingen to here. Only had very limited time there, so I do the introduction right now. From here on I will take a bus to Brugge. The buses go every hour, and this is actually quite a good connection when you want to go from some parts in the Netherlands to some parts in Belgium. Anyway, I hope you like this video. When you do so, give me a thumbs up on YouTube. And when you don't like it, don't do anything. And when you like to see more train related, there are not that many trains in this video, but well, you get the point. Train related, ferry related videos, subscribe to my channel. For now, let's roll the intro. Vlissingen, or Vlissingen as it's called in English, is the terminal station of the railway line Roosendaal-Vlissingen, and you find mainly intercity trains that will go to Amsterdam from here. Although it's a bit faster when you take the intercity direct from Rotterdam. As you just saw, this railway station has 3 tracks. When you walk a little bit more to the front, you find a toilet, some vending machines and a bike shop. Within the station building there is some place where you can wait inside, a kiosk, a ticket machine, digital timetables and also old-fashioned timetables. But we're not here to see the station. In front of the railway station you'll find a bus stop. This railway station is not directly located near the city center, so when you want to go to the city center you have to walk a bit or take the bus. And you also find a water tap where you can tap drinking water to reduce plastic. That's it for the railway station. Let's go to the ferry terminal that's located right next to the railway station. Over here you find a ticket counter, a vending machine for tickets, but you can also buy your tickets online via the Westerschelde ferry website. I just bought my ticket at the vending machine. One downside of this ferry is you can't travel with your OV chip card, what is a smart card for public transport in the Netherlands. However, it's not difficult to buy tickets for these ferries. When you cross the gates, there's a small waiting room inside with some vending machines for snacks and drinks, information screens about public transport, and some charging points for electric bikes, but also mobile devices. Toilets can also be found within the ferry terminal. When you walk a little closer to the ferry, there's some more waiting room outside, a small playground, some more charging points, and well, that's it. These ferries do run every 30 minutes in both directions. And these ferries are a crucial connection between the southern west part of the Netherlands, what's also called Zeeuws-Vlaanderen, and the rest of the Netherlands. You'll find this ferry and there's one other tunnel, and that's it. Otherwise, it's the best to travel via Belgium. At the lower deck of the ferry you'll find a lot of place where you can park bikes. And just like in the waiting rooms, you also find some charging points for electric bikes over here. Passengers that will do the crossing will mainly stay at the upper deck. Although I think for passengers with mobility problems, they will stay at the lower deck, because I didn't saw an elevator. There's a limited amount of space outside, what is a kind of a pity when the weather is good, just like at the moment I did the crossing. By the way, from the back of the ferry you can also go to the upper deck, as you can see here. At the back of the upper deck you will find 2 toilets, one for women and one for men. One of the advantages of traveling on a vessel compared to traveling by train is that the toilet facilities are in general much more spacious than on trains. Most passengers will stay here during the crossing. The leg space is okay, but there are no tray tables, I didn't find power plugs, and there's no Wi-Fi as far as I found out. At the front of the vessel you find information screens that will host information about public transport on both sides of the river, so connecting public transport. And at several spots in this vessel there are maps of this vessel. At the sides above the windows you'll find pictures of vessels you might spot during the crossing. For the next 20 seconds or so I'll show you some views from the vessel between Vlissingen and Breskens. ferry terminal at Breskens is about the same size as the terminal at Vlissingen. But because this is not a big public transport hub, you won't find that much facilities apart from the ferry terminal. Because a lot of people will go here by car or bike and park their car or bike here and then take the ferry. There are quite a lot of parking spaces for both cars, but also for bikes. This part of the Netherlands is pretty famous for tourism, and especially domestic tourism and people from neighboring countries that like to go to the beach in the Netherlands. Therefore, you also find quite a good bicycle infrastructure over here, and I bet lots of tourists will do these crossings as well. A digital departure screen that will host information about departure times for both the ferries and the buses can be found near the bus stop. There are 2 bus stops where you can find some shelter when the weather is really bad, but of course you can also find some shelter when you go into the ferry terminal where it's warm inside. Surprisingly, the bus to Brugge in Belgium was the only bus that went on this route in the weekend. So there are not that many buses that will call here. You'll find both Dutch and Belgian buses on this route, but as far as I found out, the most buses on this route are Dutch buses. These buses are a little bit more comfortable than a city bus, but these are no touring car buses. Near some seats there are USB charging outputs where you can use to charge your mobile devices. And free Wi-Fi is available in these buses. I didn't test the speed though. For passengers with mobility problems or traveling with a buggy for young children, you'll find some extra space in the bus. And within these buses you will find information screens that will host route information. Announcements for bus stops are all made in Dutch, and at several points you'll find connecting buses to other places. This is the route for the bus today. It will go from Breskens to Brugge, and I arrived in Breskens by a ferry from Vlissingen. The route is about 1 hour and 25 minutes, and on the Dutch part you can travel with an OV-chip card, what is a smart card for public transport in the Netherlands. However, at the moment the bus is crossing the border, you cannot travel with your OV-chip card, so you need to check out, and from there on you can travel with the line fares. Basically, per country you'll find the national travel conditions for public transport. It's also possible to buy a through ticket, although this is slightly more expensive. By the way, when you do the route the other way around, at the railway station of Brugge you also find a vending machine for bus tickets. I purchased my tickets in the Line app. For the next approximately 1.5 minutes I'll show you some views from the bus between Breskens and Brugge.
We'll make it. Taking chances never looked this good before, this good before. We breeze through this revolving door, cause this is just what friends are for. We know. Oh, we'll make it. The sky is our limit now. We'll take this dance to the clouds. Blue skies in our eyes, it's our time to aim high. The sky is our limit now. We'll make it. We'll take this ladder up together. Your smile makes the universe much better. We'll take this ladder up together. Your smile makes the universe much better. The sky is our limit now. We'll take this dance to the clouds. Blue skies in our eyes, it's our time to aim high. The sky is our limit now. We'll make it. We'll make it. We'll make it. We'll make it.
So that is for this trip report. I hope you liked it. Like I said in the introduction, when you do so, give me a thumbs up. And when you made it all the way to this point in the video, you might consider to subscribe to my channel. I hope you liked it. Different from my normal trip reports. Next time we'll be on a train again. See you on my next video.